won't go spoiling. For a team, you won't go spoiling. You won't go spoiling. For a team, you won't go spoiling. You won't go spoiling. For a team, you won't go spoiling. We should be roaring like a thunder. We roaring like the thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We roaring like the thunder. We should be roaring thunder roar. Roaring thunder roar. Roaring thunder roar. Roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to all of you. This is going to be a very important time. If you're watching, I want you to please share this podcast this evening. Please share it as you go. As you watch, take a seat. If you are a Virginian, if you live in Virginia, even if you don't live in Virginia, or if you have relatives, friends, loved ones in Virginia, it is important that you please share our podcast and invite others to join. I'm extremely excited today, and I'm very happy that I have an opportunity today. I'm so thrilled that we're going to be having a remarkable guest here this evening, someone who is bold, who is a visionary, who is deeply rooted in community service. Donna Charles is our guest tonight. She is a candidate for governor in the state of Virginia. She's a woman on a mission. She wants to transform leadership, uplift voices, and she's off all of those voices that are unheard. She wants to ensure that she gave it a little bump so that people can hear it even more. And her plans are to unite Virginians and to make sure. So I want you to get ready for an inspiring opportunity. Do you see the exciting in me? I'm so excited. I was telling Donna a few seconds ago that if someone had told me 10 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, or even when I was born, that Glendy Jane Juniors would have an opportunity to interview a candidate for governor in the state of Virginia, this American state, I would have said to them, you better stop joking with me. You better stop playing. But I'm so excited, and I'm excited that we have an opportunity. I am a Virginian. I live in Virginia. And so I'm so happy to have an opportunity to have met Donna, to talk to her, and to be able to come tonight to introduce her to all of you. So I'm going to share first a message directly from Donna, and then the next time you see me, you will be seeing me up here with our guest tonight, Donna Charles. Please ensure that you share this podcast. Come get to learn about this very formidable candidate. We're going to be supporting her. My vote is going to go for her. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. But of course, want to make sure you know who Donna is. So hold on one second. I'm going to share her message to us.
Donna Charles. I'm running for governor of Virginia, and I'm running as an independent. Before I share why I'm running and where I stand on the issues that you care about, let me introduce myself. I am a veteran who served in the Air Force for almost a decade. I joined right before 9/11 and deployed to Iraq twice as an intelligence officer. I'm also a former civil servant who has worked on national security issues for over 20 years. I've served at the State Department, DOD, the intelligence community, the National Security Council, and on Capitol Hill. I pledge an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, an oath that I carried with me while protecting my fellow Americans at home and abroad. I'm running for governor because I live for public service and love Virginia, the place I called home after leaving active duty. And I'm running as an independent because I believe we all deserve a real choice in November. Remember, folks, none of the candidates for governor will face a primary before elections in November. So, once again, your party did not let you decide who should be the nominee. Let that sink in after what happened in 2024 and where it landed us today. Let's be clear, this crisis did not happen overnight. It took years to get us where we are today. If we want things to change, we have to reject old party politics and move differently. Virginians deserve better. Whether it's fighting for your rights, your health care, or more support for our veterans and first responders, I will hit the ground running. And I will fight like hell for a living wage for all Virginians. That's how you build stronger families, and that's how you improve the standard of living for everyone. In November, we have a chance to send a strong and clear message by choosing an independent voice. When I go to Richmond, I will build bridges and work for you, not for a political party that is broken or hell-bent on breaking everything.
There you have it. Donna Charles, our candidate for governor of Virginia. I want to make sure that all of you get an opportunity to meet her. I'm going to bring our guests on this evening and we will start the show rolling. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you for having me, Glendy. Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. And like you know, I feel like a kid with a big jar of Kit Kats. I love Kit Kats. So I'm so excited tonight to have an opportunity to talk to you. So let's start off to our guests. Again, if you're just joining us, this evening we have the independent candidate, not from the Republican Party, not from the Democratic Party. She's independent. It's Donna Charles, and she is running for governor for Virginia. And the elections are in November of 2025, November 4th, 2025. So we're starting here. We're starting the ball rolling and getting it out there. We wanted to come here tonight first to get you all to meet Donna. So let's start. I have my questions written down because I don't want to miss anything. So to the audience, if you see me bending my head, it's because I don't want to read what I didn't write down. And I want to make sure that I read exactly what I want because I think it's questions that we all will want to have answers to. So to start, what motivated you to run for the governor of Virginia? And how did your personal and professional journey prepare you for this moment?
Sure. Well, again, thank you so much for having me. My motivation really has a lot to do with my very long background in public service. As you probably can see, and for those who are listening and watching out there, I started off as an officer in the U.S. military, in the U.S. Air Force. And I did that for about 7 years active duty, 3 years additional time reserved. And then I also spent a large chunk of time, about a decade or so, in the civil service in the U.S. government. So that's around 20 years of public service. It's in my blood, and it's something that I've always enjoyed doing. And I found that this opportunity is a natural next step in terms of elevating my public service and continuing my public service, not just to Virginians, but to the United States. So that was part of my motivation. And in terms of my background, again, many of you may know that my mother is Mary Bro, and she was very much the, not just a disciplinarian, but one who also was very focused on serving the public, serving her people as well. And it's something that I've learned from her and watched her with admiration as I grew up, realizing that, Girl Scouts, everything that I've done in high school, a lot of that inspiration came from my mom.
Yes. So let me just also pay homage and honor to her, now that you've mentioned her. If you're watching and you're from Liberia, Donna does have roots to Liberia, West Africa. Of course, we know your mother, Mary Brown. She's no easy potatoes. Of course, we know Mary Brown is no Easter potato, but we want to say congratulations, and I'll tell you that she is just as anxious as I am. She's having right now. She's Joseph the Dreamer. She's dreaming, and she's this and she's that, and you just have to come up. But I'm sure she's very proud of the daughter that she's raised and how far you've come. So thank you to Mary Brown for having such an awesome daughter that I have an opportunity to I'm not even going to kid myself that probably there's been other interviews. I'm going to consider this as the first interview.
Yeah, you actually are. You are the first person to interview me, and so
Wow,
that is another reason I'm so excited.
That is amazing. So let me just go to and thank you for that question. The other one is second question I wanted to ask is every candidate, whether Democratic or Republican or independent, every candidate comes and they talk about change. I want to change this. I want to change that. I want to do this. What are some of the specific changes that you're planning to make when you take office?
Well, one of the things that I think makes me somewhat unique amongst the field of candidates is that I'm coming to this as an independent. And that to me is the first opportunity for change. Because coming in as an independent, I don't carry with me the baggage that candidates from political parties often have when they enter office. So that to me is the first opportunity for change. I can come in with a fresh slate, with a fresh set of eyes, without having to worry about whether or not my party on one side or the other is going to agree with either the way in which I engage members of the legislature or the way in which I approach a policy issue. Because I get to approach that issue from the perspective of whether or not it benefits Virginians, as opposed to whether or not an issue benefits one party or the other, insofar as a platform or a political agenda is concerned. So that to me is the first opportunity for change. Another thing that is high on my priority list is the issue related to standard of living. And that is strongly connected to the minimum wage issue here in Virginia. The minimum wage here in Virginia is roughly $12.30 or so. And it is above the federal minimum wage. But we all know that when it comes to standard of living and overall dignity, $12.30 some odd cents is not going to cut it. It doesn't cut it. And that is one of the major issues that I would like to work hand in hand with the legislature, with both sides of the aisle, to address right off the bat.
All right. So I hear you talk about minimum wage, and I hear you talk about Virginians. I like that. I like I like to hear that your primary focus is also you are a Virginian, you live in Virginia, and you're going to put our interests first and foremost. We've seen other candidates come and make several different promises, and then it's like maybe there are 10 things on the list for them, and then they said this is the priority, these are the ones in the middle, and then the bottom, and then you find out that the first one is not what they're going to do. They end up doing the bottom list. So I want to hold you to your promise. When you look at some of the changes that you're planning to make, what is that first thing, that the ones that's priority to you, most important to you to be able to accomplish for the Virginians that you're not speaking to vote for you?
So in addition to the minimum wage issue, which, by the way, your point is very well taken, that Virginia is very unique, right? Because it's one of maybe a handful, if any, of the other states that has one term. The term limit for a governor is 4 years. And while you can run again at some other point, you cannot serve concurrent terms. So it makes sense that somebody who's running for office has to look at the slate of priorities and ensure that the ones that are most important to them and to the interests of Virginians rises to the top. So with that, in addition to the minimum wage issue, which I talked about before, is public safety and critical infrastructure. And the reason I bring up critical infrastructure is because there are a lot of people who live in the Richmond area right now who are experiencing difficulties, if not close to catastrophe, with the water system there. And a lot of that has to do with the age of the system, as well as some of the technology that's supposed to be in place for systems to function. And critical infrastructure to me is anything that provides an essential service. No Virginian should go to bed wondering whether or not their water is going to turn on, whether or not it's going to be clean, whether or not their pipes are serviceable, and whether or not it's going to cause a health issue down the road. So in addition to minimum wage, I do believe that critical infrastructure, including our water, and a lot of the other essential services that we should be taking for granted here in the United States and here in the state of Virginia, are functioning and accessible and safe for everybody. Those are some of the issues that I like to look at, because again, Virginians deserve, just like anybody else, to live with some semblance of dignity and self-respect. And those are the types of things that I think people are very focused on right now.
So as you can see, trust is a huge issue in leadership. And to some degrees, there are probably now more donor fatigue. People are tired with the same old two-party system, Republican versus Democrat. Now you're an independent coming in. What would be your response to how you can restore trust in your leadership, coming in now from where we are coming from and where we are? How can we trust that what you're saying you're going to do, and how can you restore that so that people can believe in your leadership?
Sure. Well, going back to the initial point about being an independent, I'm not saying that being an independent gives you carte blanche to do anything you want, but again, you remove some of the shackles that come with being tied to one party or the other. So that's one area where I think trust can be restored rather quickly. Another area I think is ensuring that the chief executive of the state, the governor, if I go to Richmond, I will have a platform that focuses on transparency and accountability. Transparency means that people have access to the information required to assess whether or not things are happening the way they're supposed to in Richmond. Making sure that you have a staff, be it communications, media, whatever the case may be, that can reach people where they are, that you're using all forms of media to communicate what is happening. And that's where I think the trust starts to build. When people know that the governor and the administration is communicating with them effectively, clearly, and with the level of integrity that it's expected of that office, I believe that's the first step. But I do think that being an independent and also ensuring that people have access to Richmond through either communication, through access to the State House, whatever the case may be, that those are the types of things that I will focus on to ensure that trust is restored, especially in the time that we're in now. We are in a very difficult political climate, and what's going on in Washington can be a huge distraction as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Donna. I just wanted, for those of you who are just joining us, we have an awesome privilege this evening to be the first interviewer of the candidate for governor of Virginia, Donna Charles. Yes, if you're watching and you're from Liberia, she does have some roots to Liberia. Her mother is Mary Bra. This is a one and only piggy. And she's running as an independent candidate for governor in Virginia. So let's talk about core values. We go to trust. Of course, we've discussed trust. We discussed where we are right now as a people. I'm a Virginian. I know some of the things you talk about the water. Sometimes I get annoyed with some of the things we do with water and the high or what a bill is and all of that. But I want to talk about what are some of your core values that will guide some of your decisions when you do become a governor. Like, what are you going to look back on? What are you going to use? What are you going to do? We want to be able to hear so we can be able to balance out your approach for what's coming.
Sure. Well, one of the core values that I think I've held close to me, and I think every leader should as well, is accountability. Being accountable for your actions, for the things that you say, and how you represent not just yourself, but the people that you are serving as their governor, as their chief executive, as their chief administrator, chief budget officer, chief law enforcement officer. You have to be accountable for your actions and the policies that you put in place. You have to be accountable to those who look to you in the time of crisis, as well as in times where they can again rest their heads knowing that the person that's in charge has a steady hand. Being accountable to the people means that when something goes wrong and it's unfortunately by your hand, you are willing to step up and say, yes, this was a mistake. This is how it happened. And this is how I'm going to ensure it never happens again. And you have my word that I'm going to do everything I can to ensure that, you can trust me as your leader. And so accountability to me is the baseline, is the foundation for how you become not just a strong leader, but one that is trusted and one that is capable and effective of engendering the trust of the people that trust you with their taxpayer dollars and with their lives in many cases.
Yeah, great. So those of you watching, if you have questions, I see there's one question. So we'll ask it after this question here. We have people that have already started typing and asking you questions. Some of the comments like, oh, that my married daughter. So I just want to share one of the questions I wanted to share here was that we want to talk about everyday Virginians. Every day. Are you it seems like you're frozen. Are you frozen? Yes, I think she's frozen. Let me remove her. I'm going to folks, thanks for watching. Do not go. This internet is always acting up. I'm gonna remove her so that she can come off and come back. If you're just joining us, you're watching an interview with Donna Charles. I'm going to try to hold on 1 second here. Let me see. Let me bring her back and see. Okay, so we'll wait for Donna to come back. Thank you for joining us. Please share the podcast. We have an awesome opportunity tonight to be able to interview Donna Charles, who is a candidate for governor for Virginia, the state in which I live. It's not going to be easy. She's not a Democrat. She's not a Republican. She is running as an independent candidate. Let me try again and see if her internet is okay. Okay, still having some trouble. I will go now to musical while we try to get Donna back on the screen. Let's continue with Rolling with Thunder. Okay, hold on. All right. Are you back? No, not quite.
This thing we do so make me wonder where I go sit and I will ponder. Will this love go take us under? We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring, thunder roar, thunder roar, thunder roar, roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder. Nothing to say, opposites attract to. You be like this, I do like that too. What do you want? No need to ask though. I get it for you, matter of facto. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring, thunder roar, thunder roar,
right, welcome back to our interview. Internet is acting up in Virginia today, so we'll wait to see. Once we see Donna's face back in the back, we will bring her back on stage. If you're just watching, I'm now going to share her message to all of you. If you live in Virginia, if you have relatives in Virginia, we have elections for governor coming up in November 2025, November 4th, for governor. I will be voting for Donna Charles, an independent candidate. I'm a Democrat. I've always been a Democrat. I've voted every year that I've had an opportunity to vote. I voted as a Democrat. This year, I will be voting for Donna Charles. So we're trying to get some stuff done, trying to get her out there to the community so people get to know her. And we're looking for anybody. If you want to come and join us, join Donna, help her, let's do that. I'm going to share her message now again, and then we will go from there.
I'm Donna Charles. I'm running for governor of Virginia, and I'm running as an independent. Before I share why I'm running and where I stand on the issues that you care about, let me introduce myself. I am a veteran who served in the Air Force for almost a decade. I joined right before 9/11 and deployed to Iraq twice as an intelligence officer. I'm also a former civil servant who has worked on national security issues for over 20 years. I've served at the State Department, DoD, the intelligence community, the National Security Council, and on Capitol Hill. I pledge an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, an oath that I carried with me while protecting my fellow Americans at home and abroad. I'm running for governor because I live for public service and love Virginia, the place I called home after leaving active duty. And I'm running as an independent because I believe we all deserve a real choice in November. Remember, folks, none of the candidates for governor will face a primary before elections in November. So, once again, your party did not let you decide who should be the nominee. Let that sink in after what happened in 2024 and where it landed us today. Let's be clear, this crisis did not happen overnight. It took years to get us where we are today. If we want things to change, we have to reject old party politics and move differently. Virginians deserve better. Whether it's fighting for your rights, your health care, or more support for our veterans and first responders, I will hit the ground running. And I will fight like hell for a living wage for all Virginians. That's how you build stronger families, and that's how you improve the standard of living for everyone. In November, we have a chance to send a strong and clear message by choosing an independent voice. When I go to Richmond, I will build bridges and work for you, not for a political party that is broken or hell-bent on breaking everything.
Donna Charles is our candidate, independent candidate for governor of Virginia. Let's see, the internet weather has been crazy here. So you see, internet issue can be everywhere. I don't know what's going on right now, but let's see if we can get Donna back on for the internet. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Be patient. Ooh. We're so excited about this today that we have this opportunity, and this internet is not behaving itself, but we will get Donna right back. I'm gonna remove her. I'm gonna do some technical stuff here. Let's play some music. This interview will be done. So hello everybody. It seems like there is a glitch somehow. Donna has been on her internet all day today. It was working fine. There was no issue. And bam, we started and she is not able to do this. So we're going to end the interview here. We're going to do this interview tonight. We're going to do it through Zoom and we will be back on shortly. Sorry for the inconvenience. Now you know this is politics. And there's been a lot of publicity that she's done for this interview tonight. We're not going to blame anyone, but what are the odds that she would be having difficulty logging in on and just prior to us coming on, there were some challenges that she had, but this is someone who's been on StreamYard all day today doing different things, and all of a sudden now it's not working. But we will not be defeated. We'll log off. Thank you for watching. We're going to try the Zoom link and we'll share it. We will be back shortly. Stay tuned. Stay put. Thanks for watching. Donna Charles, candidate for independent candidate for the governor of Virginia.